transform.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Blitz Prime here, back here with another video, and today I'm gonna do a gaming showcase, for Lego Marvel's Avengers. So let's get started. Bomb in your face.
Stop talking, tighten your shock absorbers and get in.
All right, let's begin showcase. Now, really wish just having, okay, so we have here, so here's the original Tony Stark. I'm not sure if it's bright enough for you to see, but here is Tony Stark, and today in my Lego Marvel's Avengers showcase here, we're going to check out all the Iron Man suits from Mark 1 to the suit where that he wore in the comic books where he was a particular villain. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with Mark 1. Of course, Marks 2 through 4 are not on this list, but because but hey, it's not like they had to make all the Iron Mans. They only made the iconic ones, which were 1 through 5, and then 5 through 7, and then 16, and 17, 25, 33, 40, 42, 43, 44, and 45, and the Superior Iron Man, which was what he called himself in the Marvel Comics and he was a villain. So here we have Mark 1. So if you saw that transformation, Stanley was just coming over and just, putting on his suit, really. The suit only has fire-like repulsor blasts, the rockets and flamethrower. That's all it has. But moving right along, we have the Mark 5, which comes from a briefcase. So it has the new iconic colored repulsor blasts. And of course the rockets. And he has a unibeam blast. Oh, and the Mark 1 never flew, really. Which now the Mark 5 has. In terms of the gaming capabilities. really, and it has more of an iconic. It has that kind of iconic red, and has like a Mark One feel to it with the silver, which I really love. Now, moving along, I like to I typically like to do this transformation at the Tony at Stark's at Stark's at Stark the Stark building right there, the Avengers Tower. Which so I'd like to be typically on the highest part of the building. Okay, so so there we go. Now moving right along to the Mark 6, the iconic floor transformation, like the floor coming up and transformation from there. I like using the Stark building as the building to like because this part of the building looks more iconic for that activation. So you have the classic red and gold. You have the triangular arc reactor because he tried out a new substance to fuel the arc reactor. And so it just has the classic stuff like that, but now has a beam, which is cool. In the Lego Number superheroes, just had a beam. So and there was in terms of Iron Man suits in that selection, there was only a Mark 6, a Mark 1, and then a Mark 42. Just those 3 selections. But moving right along to the Mark 7. So you see he calls it in and stuff like that. I like to do this. This okay. So you see it still has all the aspects you would say about Iron Man. He's returned with the circular arc reactor design. Of course, it's all the classic designs here. And still the flying mobility. Now, so here's a suit from the original Iron Legion. It's the stealth suit, also known as Mark 16. Because so you see it's like a more black suit, like something more like that, and it has like a gunmetal silver for the faceplate and stuff like that, and it does have white-ish outlines. It still has the circular arc reactor design, and so instead of activating rockets, you have stealth, which is very cool. Because when I point myself to the sunlight, I can't even see my character, the character. But it only works best. The camouflage only works best like that. I don't know why, but maybe it's just the sunlight that actually makes it work the best. And it does have like a musical unibeam, because when you power up the unity and plays music. Because you see Captain America in the background who's dancing. So, and then, so, moving right along to Mark 17, aka the Heartbreaker. Another member of the original Iron Legion. So, as you see, he returns the design to look more iconic. So he returns to the red and gold, and if you look at that chest plate, I mean, it's I'd say it's even better than the others we've seen, because it has more of a gold texture to it. But still the same aspects, but as you can see, the beam comes from the arc reactor, or rather the chest, like the chest component. But as you can see, the game was programmed for it to properly come out from the arc reactor, not the center of the chest. Like, I mean, the flipping center, like where your lungs are, I mean, maybe just towards the, not like in between the upper part of the chest and the bottom, or like your belly. But that gold for the Heartbreaker armor has a really nice texture to it, in terms of like how it was designed. So and you can clearly see that the arc reactor is circular, but it has but the armor actually makes it look like it's like it's splitting across the entire chest, top part of the chest, really. Then you have the construction suit, another member of the original Iron Legion, and that's the Mark 25. I should have flew down to the bottom, but here it is, and it has the ability to dig, of course, and it has that grayish with the gun, the gray with the gun, the gunmetal silver mixed in with the gray, which looks really nice for a construction suit, and it almost it tells a story. So, which I love. Next up we have the Mark 33, which is also known as the Silver Centurion suit. And it has the best transformation, and it has the best detailed armor plating. It looks like a suit of armor. Most people say that it's just so plain. It's just so armorier than the other suits. I mean, the other suits are just a minifigure with a helmet. I mean, this is what a suit of armor should be. This is what a suit of armor should look like. I'm so flipping serious. It still has the iconic with the beam and stuff like that, but the detail is so good. The arc reactors are I could even say a rectangle, like a octagonish triangle, but because it's like a triangle, but it's not as like it has a more profound meaning than that, which I really love. And the back detailing is works really well, and the Mark V had some of the silver as well, but it's so less so much less of an armor than the Mark 33. But I just want to show this off, but I have not. Oh, okay. And then so the next one is not in the selection, but it is actually called Iron Man Mark 38, also known as the Igor. It is a big fig, but it can't properly fly. It doesn't have a double jump corresponding it to its flying powers. But it has like all the Hulk attributes. And it does not have repulsors or rockets. But it does look similar to the movie Iron Man 3. And it has and then this is what we thought the Hulkbuster would look like. But we'll get to the Hulkbuster, what the Hulkbuster looks like. But I mean, this is what we actually thought it would look like. I mean, this is what we thought it would look like. Other than that, let's move on. Come on, right? Okay, I'm gonna go this way because my right bumper does not work. But we left off on Mark 40. Alright, from the original selection. So here's the Mark 40. It has a more unique feel to it with the helmet and how the arc reactor design on the chest looks like. Because it's a square, but it's a bit different from a square, and it's almost like a vertical version from the arc reactor design for the Mark 38, and it has all the original attributes from the other suits, but what's different is the fact that it's a speedster suit. I'm just gonna look at this. You can't do the ultimate fast like with the other speedsters characters, but it does have a speedster feel to it. In fact, I'm going to show you the transformation. So we're going to go back to the Silver Centurion for a second, transform that back into that, and I'm going to show you the transformation into the Mark 40. Now, we check this out. You see how fast it's moving? That's the transformation into the Mark 40. But let's move into the Mark 42. The iconic transformation from Iron Man 3. I mean, that is so cool. Okay. To, to be honest, okay, so the so it has all the iconic attributes. And what else it actually has is the all the gold. It has way more gold. Like for instance, I'm gonna show you off another one of our. No, I'm gonna show you off one of our other. Like look, I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what the compare you to the Mark 17 Heartbreaker. You see how much gold there is, more gold there is compared. Like that is so irrealistic. Like, oh, their actions are even linked. Or so I thought. But so there's way more gold armor plating than the other really gold armor platings. But moving on. The Mark 43 is from Avengers Age of Ultron. So just saying. It has a more iconic coloring and less gold as the Mark 42 then. But others as the similar attributes. But of course, of course, it has its own unique feel with its design in terms of the classic red and gold. But moving right along, the Mark 44 is actually the Hulkbuster. So here it is. And Stanley has the Stan Buster. Oh, and Squirrel Girl has the Squirrel Buster. I'm gonna show you the Mark 38 compared, so you can compare it. Cause I just want you to see how a size difference between these guys. I mean, there's a huge size difference, and I don't have Stan Lee unlocked, but I can give you the Squirrel Girl comparison. Cause what? Cause this is her Squirrel Buster, and just to compare with that, it's about the same height. And they're of course they're different attributes like they're because Iron Man is a superhero based on a technological genius. Squirrel Girl is just a girl with squirrel powers, like powers to communicate with squirrels, and made a Squirrel Buster that would relate to the Hulk Buster. But otherwise, we're moving right along to the Mark 45, the last of the MCU suits I related or it's really so. Back to the original minifigure design. Has a similar gold armor plating to the Mark 43, but of course, it's different than that. and it's gonna turn her back into the Squirrel Girl herself. So we have her own. But, but same attributes and stuff like that. But lastly, but not least, we have the superior Iron Man, which has the coolest transformation I've ever seen in my life. Like, did you see that? Like, that's the best. And did you see his eyes glow blue? Like, that's perfect. The way they incorporated the current the current designs for the comic book Iron Man when he was like when he became a villain. And look this, look, his entire bottom half of his head and the back side of his head has turned silver as well. Because I saw that during the transformation. Look, his eyes are blue even. And if you get a good glimpse, look at that. I mean, that is so freaking cool. Of course, the silver plating, the chrome-esque silver plating is amazing. I could literally make that is a good representation of an Iron Man figure made entirely of chrome. If you know what that is. If you're from the 80s and you collected Transformers, you would know what chrome is. I mean, if you still don't, if you want to know, you might want to look it up. But it's just this like metallic silver paint, which is all shiny, and if your toys have any chrome wear, it's just a sign that the toy has been loved. It's just so beautiful. Like, this suit is probably my favorite suit of all time in the Iron Man in the Iron Man universe, I guess you could say. Even though there are very few Iron Mans. I want to show this off as well. But Iron Patriot and I'm just gonna say this, but Iron Patriot and War Machine are both representatives of Mark II, of Iron Man Mark II, because at first Tony's friend took War Machine, took his Mark II and turned it into his own suit and became War Machine. Then he named it a repaint and became Iron Patriot. So that's possibly the coolest thing in the Marvel franchise, representing Iron Man. But there are two other characters I want to show off, and those are Rescue, which is the armor that was made by and there's also the newly rebuilt Iron Legion version after Iron Man 3, where did a self-destruct protocol to all of his suits. Now, and rescue is just a armor that was made by Pepper Potts. So, and you get to see this is a comic book version, I believe, because the MCU version is more blue, and it has all the Iron Man components, but it has a unique design to its thrusters and like the pink thrusters and everything, pink repulsors, and but the classic design rockets and the pink pink beam. But for the Iron Legion, they had the classic and the rockets, and they don't have anything else. Anything else I could say is related to this topic is Ultron Mark 1 and okay. Oh, come on. And the Ultron Sentry Officer, which was created by Ultron Mark 1. Ultron Mark 1 was the prototype version of Ultron. And he was created by Tony Stark. I mean, this was just a showcase of the Iron Man suits, but I just wanted to include these just so it would make sense of the evolution of his creation, of Tony Stark's creations. Just saying. But let me know in the comments on which Iron Man suit was your favorite, and besides, and that includes what you prefer as Mark II, which was the original design of Mark II, which was War Machine or Iron Patriot, or Mark II version 2, which is Iron Patriot, the Iron Patriot repaint, or the rescue armor, or the from Pepper that was always worn by Pepper Potts, or the Iron Legion, the newly rebuilt Iron Legion design, and oh, this is a cool feature by the Ultron. When you press B, he calls in the Ultron Sentry Officers, which is cool. Or if you like the Ultron or the Ultron Sentry Officer. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and please like, share, and share it with Please like and share it with your friends. And I am really excited, and I'm really glad you watched it. Okay, so peace out, people. Bomb in